And now, here are your hosts, the Schnitzel Boys.
In the States. We didn't talk
Um,
about the dumpster fire that was Charlotte, but
yeah, that was fun just to see the. I think they had a DP signing that they were about to announce
fell
that fell
through.
through, and they had a couple other, and the coach, he was speaking in Spanish,
Yeah.
gave an interview, and he was asked about what the fans should expect, and he said that you know he was kind of saying at first he was sort of hedging his words and was like, well, we'll have to see if the roster is finished building. That's when we can really evaluate where we're at. But right now we're fucked, he said. and that's
Yeah.
and
And also
that's
look at the roster. So again, the whole organization's weird. Where they found that coach, he was a successful coach in South America. I want to say Peru, or was it like Argentina? He's a Spanish coach who was a great journeyman coach who did really good work in Greece. And then it got him from Internacional from Brazil. And then before they played Independiente. So he's like a journeyman Spanish-born South American coach. Mm-hmm. So they got him, which is very interesting. So it's like, okay, there's some scouting right there. Who knows? Maybe it'll go well, maybe it won't. Then look at his roster, and this is just a bigger thing. Isn't necessarily Charlotte. There's 23 players of them. Seven of them are American. Only 7. They spent 2 years scouting, and when they're done scouting, they could only figure out 7 Americans they wanted in the entire country, in all of colleges, all of the youth system, all of the minor leagues, all of the expansion drafts, all of the foreign players like Bobby Wood and stuff. Of all those guys, they found 7. 7 out of 23, which to me is a little bit like shame on you.
Yeah, I agree. I think they seem to really want to look abroad for talent, which is, I think,
which is
it's
kind of
harder.
an MLS thing. Like, people are a little too foreign heavy, and in my opinion, like South America is whatever it is, right? It's exciting to have Argentinians, whatever. But this team is full of Croatians and Polish people. They're given DP contracts to, like their goalkeeper Christian Kalina. Okay, he's 29. He spent his entire career at obscure clubs in Croatia. I mean, he was in Ludogorets, Rashgad, Gorica, Koper, Lučko. It's like, what was the scouting in that? You can't find an American goalkeeper. You have to give a god awful amounts of money to this Croatian a journeyman you found. You know what I mean?
It's really fascinating how sometimes, there's so many. There have been many, I think 8 expansion teams over the last, however, 7-8 years. So there's, there's a good sample size to look at to see, and there's different approaches. Some teams like Atlanta United or NYCFC, for that matter, have done it with like sort of big money. NYCFC started with sort of the aging Europeans. Atlanta United spent a lot of money on the young South Americans.
Well, Atlanta
there's
was
also
the coach, right? Tata came and Tata brought his players,
right? But they spent money. They spent some money too. Like, it wasn't just
money.
Sort of
yeah.
It wasn't. But there's other teams.
Charlotte tried to do the same thing with this guy. It just didn't. Like, it was way more of a limp than they realized.
It's like they are not. Whoa! Hey, now my chair.
Watch out! You don't want to
my Scottish
Scotland. If you
my Scottish chair broke.
It's not America. If you fall in Europe, you're not allowed to. Should have brought
my own chair to this. Anyway, so there's different approaches. Some teams have spent a lot of money. Others, like Nashville, kind of went on a smaller budget. It's not all just exactly. Sort of having an MLS veteran spine, and then there's
Mukhtar, who was a German player,
right? He was a great find for them. But they have they spent some money on Walker Zimmerman, like sort of an MLS experienced high end defender, like sort of having a spine, finding a spine. I mean, even Austin did better, I think, than Charlotte did by finding, like spending money on Alex Ring, having some kind of MLS experience. And then there's sometimes just these teams, I think Cincinnati was like that, where they're just sort of like, we're just going to go with the second rate Europeans. Like, we're just going to get
a bunch
the
of Dutch guys. through our scouting. Yeah, no, 100%. Well, Charlotte FC's roster baffles me. I reckon, like, I know Harrison Awful, right? He's a veteran MLS dude.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a little long in the tooth though at this
exactly.
point. No?
I mean, he's how old is he now? He's 35. So
yeah,
35-year-old. And also, rumor has it, Christian Fuchs had a pretty bad injury last game.
I mean, Christian Fuchs, he hasn't
for a while.
He hasn't played for like how long?
Yeah, how old is Fuchs? Fuchs is also kind of older.
This is not. It's just kind of. Yeah, it's you just seem
35.
Like
he's also 35.
It couldn't be this obvious from an outside perspective that this is not going to work, but then it just kind of is.
CFC's 35-year-olds were David Villa,
Frank Lampard, Andrea Pirlo.
Frank Lampard. Charlotte's 35-year-olds are Christian Fuchs and Harrison Awful. So draw your own conclusions. Charlotte,
probably cheaper.
I love you. I wish you the best of luck. But boy, this does not look good.
It's gonna be a. I mean, if your coach says we're fucked, then you're fucked. Yeah. Probably.
It's gonna be one of those things where it's also MLS, so it's pretty forgiving. Where maybe over the summertime they're gonna have to do a lot of restructuring. I mean, Charlotte's sporting director quit 2 weeks ago. You remember? He left Charlotte to do a similar job at a different club. I think he went to Nashville or something. And it's like, what? You're a brand new club. You're about to launch soon.
It's going to be an uphill battle for them. We'll see.
So I can't wait to see that dumpster fire.
No relegation. That's the no matter. That's the beauty of it. No matter how bad they are, they
can't get any lower.
They will get to try again next year.
They can only go up. That was just the Schnitzel Boys video on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. If you like that one, we've got a couple other ones right over here. And if you like that one, don't be afraid to subscribe, like, and ring that bell.
It's the Schnitzel Boys.